while others suggest that the pressure is on the Capitals as they face elimination. Thoughts?
Pressure back onto either team, like the pressure back onto either team. The Islanders say it's all on the Capitals all on the Islanders, but right now it's a deciding game for the Capitals. If they lose, they're out. A little more pressure, I feel, is on the Capitals.
Well, as we look back to Game 5, certainly the story for the Washington Capitals was defenseman Al Iafrate, who went into the history books as only the 7th defenseman in the history of the NHL to score a 3-goal hat trick in the playoffs.
And the wild thing, he's in his zone right now. He's got 5 goals in the last 2 games. He's only second to Dale Hunter's 6. The thing about Al Iafrate, when he's been jumping up in the play, the Capitals have had success scoring. On the road, they've been a little passive. I look for the defensemen, knowing that the forwards covering for them are going to be jumping up and being more active, especially here in Long Island.
Craig Laughlin mentions Dale Hunter. Well, he leads the Capitals in goals in this series with 6, and Craig, a key stat, 4 power play goals.
Well, this guy, I mean, on the road, the power play special teams are so important. 5 on 5, however, you got to play even. When the power play does get going, Dale Hunter has to be a huge part of it, not only working down low, but I think he really has to intimidate Glenn Healy, the goaltender. At home, Healy's been hot. He hasn't lost in this series. I look for guys like Dale Hunter, Alan May, to push Healy around in the goal crease.
Well, there's no question for the Washington Capitals to win tonight here on Paramount 20. They must shut down Ray Ferraro.
Well, this guy is hot, hot, hot. If I was him, I'd quickly buy a lottery ticket. Look at the numbers he's put up. He's got 7 of his 8 goals, 5 on 5. He's only got 1 power play. He leads all the National Hockey League with 10 points, and he's scoring on 57% of his chances. So the Capitals better not only worry about Sneaky Pete, but watch out for Ray Ferraro.
All right, what's wrong with Derek King? He's supposed to be leading this team offensively. He's not doing it.
He's really struggling. I mean, he's passing when he should be shooting. He's shooting when he should be passing. King, who has 38 goals on the year, struggles big time in the playoffs so far. You mentioned no goals. 14 career playoff games. He struggles, no goals also. So Derek King, if the Islanders are going to win this hockey game, Derek King has to be firing.
Well, the games here on the island have been exciting. Tonight will be no different. We'll be back with Caps coach Terry Murray from Long Island, the Caps and the Islanders in Game 6.
Beyond the wormhole.
Being scanned by one of the satellites.
Shields up.
It's firing.
On the other side of the galaxy.
Hold on, we're going down.
A living hell is about to be discovered.
Like 20 light years from here, we wouldn't have the first clue.
Where death has little meaning.
We're in the middle of a pretty ugly war.
Because no one ever dies.
We're all prisoners on this world.
Major! On an all-new episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Thursday at 8 on Paramount 20.
Ben Franklin, please. It's his agent. Benji, baby. Of course I got your message. I can't afford to miss messages, especially yours. You're my #1 client, Ben.
George, sit.
Yeah, that's why I have answer call here at the house, Ben. Yeah, I get my messages through the phone. It even takes them while I'm on the phone. You should get answer call, too. Trust me, Ben. Who got your picture on the $100 bill?
George, love you.
Answer call from C&P Telephone. Call now to order.
If you saw a 13,500 orbit per minute DeWalt Palm Center for less than the $49 you pay at Heckinger, how would you feel?
We would not be amused.
And say you found Glidden Spread Supreme Flat Wall Paint below Heckinger's $14.92 per gallon price. What would you say to Heckinger?
Hasta la vista, baby.
Not necessary. We'll match anybody's price on any identical in-stock item. At Heckinger, nobody beats our prices. Ever. Guaranteed.
Heckinger.
And we're back here at the Nassau Coliseum prior to Game 6 of this Patrick Division semifinal. Islanders leading the series 3-2. Jeff Rimmer and Craig Laughlin rejoining you here on Paramount 20. Joining us downstairs, Washington Capitals head coach Terry Murray. Terry, there seems to be different theories as to who the pressure's on for tonight's 6th game. Some say the Islanders must win tonight, so the pressure is on them to win tonight, while, of course, the Islanders lead the series 3-2. Who is the pressure on?
Well, I don't know, Jeff, who's on the most. We feel the pressure, certainly. We've got to come back and win this game. We've got to play like we did in Game 5 at the Cap Center and play for the 60 minutes the way we did in those first 50. It's very important that we come out with a real good effort here again in those first 10 minutes. Show a lot of energy and enthusiasm, and hopefully we can go out and get that first goal again, Jeff.
And Terry, there's been great swings of momentum in this series. The Capitals have it, the Islanders have it. If the Capitals do get it early in this game, how are they going to hold on to it?
Well, we're going to have to play the same way. I think that, you know, the last game in particular, we got a good lead, and we let up a little bit after that long break after Eli Brady's third goal. And they regroup. They start talking about things that they have to do, basically throwing caution to the wind and attacking the net with 5 guys. We just got to play the same way. Play responsible. When we have an opportunity to grab the puck in our own zone, carry it out of problems, or make that good outlet pass so that we don't get the turnovers and get ourselves running around.
Here, another question here concerning Ray Ferraro. He has been the story for the Islanders. 8 goals. What do you do to shut him down tonight?
Well, we certainly are very aware of what he's done. He's got the goals on 14 shots, Jeff, so he's on fire right now. And I'm hoping, though, that we can just do a real good, responsible job against him. The 5 guys that are on the ice at that time. We have to concentrate a little bit more on him. Our focus has been on Curzon. Be aware that this guy is real hot right now, and Al Arbor having the last change, he's going to get basically the matchup that he wants. But I need to have one of the 2 of the big 4 defensemen out there at all times against him.
All right, Terry, thanks for the visit. Good luck, and let's send this series back to Washington.
Absolutely. Thanks, Jeff.
Caps coach Terry Murray joining us downstairs. We'll continue with our pregame coverage here on Paramount 20. Stay tuned.
You could say it's because it's the only charcoal grill that starts with the push of a button, or because its stainless steel work surface opens to a charcoal storage bin. But the flip-up cooking grate gives easier access to the char baskets below, or that the simple stroke of a lever clears the ashes in a single sweep. The Weber Performer Grill. Of all the great features that have been put into it, perhaps the best feature is what you get out of it. If it's Weber, it's great outdoors.
Bert sells balloons. Bob sells balloons. Bert sells wacky gifts. Bob sells wacky gifts. Bert delivers. Bob delivers. So if Bob's got everything Bert's got, why is Bert busy and Bob's not? Now, do you suppose Bert's got a big color ad in the book 9 out of 10 people use? The genuine C&P telephone yellow pages. 9 out of 10 use it. No other book can match it. A Mallet Landing Company.
If you've always been content just to observe an eclipse, right now you have a choice of 2 offers guaranteed to get you moving. Lease a 1993 Mitsubishi Eclipse for as little as $169 a month. Or buy one and get $1,000 cash back.
Test drive the Eclipse at your nearby Mitsubishi Motors dealer today.
Jeff Hermer, Craig Lachlan rejoining you here on Paramount 20, and we've got the national anthem here.
Early light was so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Teams are on the ice. We are all but set for the opening face-off here as we join you on Paramount 20.
We're going to take a look at the goaltenders for the Capitals. Tom Beaupre stays put between the pipes, picks up the win at the Capitol Center in that 6-4. Capitals win, stopping 28 shots. He improved his playoff record to 28 and 28. And for the Islanders, we're going to start with Glenn Healy. He makes his 6th straight start. He was pulled after allowing 3 at the Cap Center in his last place, but he's right back in between the pipes.
Don Koharski, our referee tonight. Gerard Gauthier, Mark Vines, the linesman. This one is underway as Christic sends it back to Kevin Hatcher, and he hears it from the crowd. Hatcher, the subject of the McQueen game stock. Al Arbor looking for a suspension for the slash late in Game 5 at the Capitol Center. Malikov at center, slides it ahead for Curzon. Curzon just dumps into the Washington end. That's Johansson playing it around the boards as he was hit. Islanders have come out hitting here, and Al Arbour has insisted all day long that the Islanders must set the tone early and not play come-from-behind hockey. Johansson with a shot, gloved by Healy, played by Malikov. Off around the boards, that's Steve Thomas.
Alive and force game 7 back in the Coliseum. And tonight,
knocked off his stick by Eleniuk, and he is hit from behind by Curzon. Eleniuk along the board, trying to dig it free. Comes back to Uwe Krug. Kasparaitis slides towards the net. Beaupre stick save. Johansson off the glass and down the ice. Kasparaitis. This is Benoit Hogue across the line. Right on. Beaupre save. Johansson slides it out of the zone. No, kept in by Krug. Off the skate of Benoit Hogue. Played by Bondra. He can't get it out. Beaupre out to play. Gives to Johansson on the hard around. Carpenter unable to trap it, and it's all the way down the ice in the Islanders' zone.
The Capitals are going to have to try to weather the storm. You know, the fans here in Long Island have got this team revved up along with Coach Al Arbour. The Capitals have to weather it.
High in the air, gloved by Glenn Healy. And the first face-off of the game, 18:23 left in this first period in Game 6.
Al Arbour was a little bit upset about his team's performance in Game 5 at the Capitol Center. He said they were waiting for things to happen rather than making them happen. And we've seen right off the bat here, right off the opening, the drop of the puck. The Islanders have taken it to the Capitals. Don Beaupre has had to come up with a couple of good saves for Coach Terry Murray's team.
Terry Murray again telling us during our Paramount 20 pregame show that it is important that the Capitals get out to the early lead. Score first, establish some momentum. Again, for those of you folks that have certainly read the newspapers back in Washington today and wondering, would there be a hearing? Would Kevin Hatcher, the Washington team captain, possibly be suspended for tonight's game? Well, there was a discussion, but that's as far as it went. Jim Christensen is the supervisor of officials. He felt the officials back in Washington in Game 5 made the proper call. And actually, in this case, if only a minor penalty would have been called, it would have been sufficient. So there's no suspension of Hatcher, not a hearing of any sort. He's in the lineup tonight, and that's much in the light of the crowd here. And if anything, Al Arbour may have wanted to deflect the criticism away from his hockey club. Jumping up from the play now, Cote from outside the line, stick to side by Healy. Steve Thomas sends it off the board. Knocked down by Todd Krieger. Top of the circle with a shot that goes wide. Curzon unable to get it out. He'll try again with a pass to Steve Thomas down the right wing across the line. Thomas with a wrist shot, off on Beaupre, played in front by Cote, but Curzon there tries to walk around. On the wraparound, Thomas is turned around by Cote. Here comes Washington back. Half defenseman Cote. Lead pass for Krieger onto the stick of Mullen. Now Krieger, or rather Cote again, jumping in across the line. Ridley looking for Kelly Miller up in his eyes. He had to bat it out of the air. Krieger on the wraparound. Healy got a skate on it. Curzon gulps it off the boards and down deep into the Washington end. Beaupre will watch it, but Johansson back to play it. 7:17 left to go. Mullen picks off the Johansson play. Delgarno behind the net. Bumped by Peter Bondra. Team captain Kevin Hatcher. Quick feed to Mike Ridley. Centering pass Johansson. Johansson bumped by Delgarno. Loose puck picked up by Bondra, and it's right on Healy. Mullen, left wing. Flipping it high in the air. Knocked down. Was Johansson by Delgarno, much to the light of the crowd here. And the Islander crowd certainly is fired up for this one, as the Islanders promised to be a little more physical in their own building tonight, and indeed they have been in the game's first few minutes.
Well, they're taking the body rather than worrying about the puck, especially at home. That really generates a lot of enthusiasm among their fans. Right now, the Capitals a little bit tentative, giving the puck away a few times in their own end. Terry Murray mentioned that they have to be efficient, make that quick outlet pass to have success.
Benoit Hogue, cross ice, Flatley fans on his shot. Anderson all over him. Puck squirts free in the corner, centered in front. Bondra for the Capitals, off the glass and down into neutral ice. 16-12 left in the scoreless first. The Islanders have the jump here in the first period, lead the series 3-2, looking to eliminate Washington tonight. A winner advancing against Pittsburgh. Of course, the Capitals must win tonight to force a deciding game back at the Cap Center in Landover on Friday night. Pilon, Loisel, flipped in on Beaupre. He loves it and leaves for Sean Anderson. 15:47 left in this first period. Long pass for Kristich, too far, back to play at P-line. He and Kristich go to the corner. Loose puck behind the Islander net. Comes free to Dale Hunter, but he is hit by Fitzgerald. Ally Afraidy takes the shot. Top of the circle, blocked in front of Healy, who sweeps it off into the corner. Kristich and Kurvers tie up. Cote picks up the loose puck along the boards, passes to Loisel, gets tied up in his skates. Here's Eleanor. He, too, found the puck tied up in his skates, and it's now played by Kurvers, who steps up to center and then fires it in, stick to side by Beaupre. Loisel right there, hustling in front was Cote, and he was dumped. There'll be a penalty here. And the first power play of the hockey game. Cote pulled down in front of Don Beaupre, and when we return, the Islanders will be on the power play.
Introducing the new Q, the Q45 to be exact, from Infinity. It's an expression of what's possible in a luxury car today. The fact is, with so much landmark thinking in this car, I can't explain a concept as big as Infinity in 30 seconds. If I could, you'd be silly to buy it. If you'd like to learn more, visit your Infinity showroom. Or keep watching. I'll be back.
Can do it. Now EOS Rebel from Canon has more power. Over time, space, and light. To create images, not just snapshots.
Image is everything.
EOS Rebel and Rebel S from Canon, so advanced it's simple.
The power play for the Islanders goes to work because they've won the loose pucks in the battles. And here's Loisel right out in front of Fitzgerald. He's upended by Cote. Cote off in the box for interference. The power play, which has struggled, goes to work.
Just 2 goals and 24 opportunities in the series for the Islanders. The Caps obviously have killed off 22 of 24, and that's the second best penalty killing percentage in all of the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. Specialty teams have certainly been an asset to Washington here. Neither team, of course, has scored a shorthanded goal. Don Beaupre playing it, shoveling it off into the corner. Eric King off the stick, comes to Curzon, who kicks it to Thomas. Right back to Curzon, tied up by Johansson. Behind the Washington net, comes free to Thomas. Sent to Malikov. Malikov right back to Thomas. Thomas turns on a half forward on the right wing. Thomas, Curzon. Minute 22 left of the penalty. Curzon walking in front, giving it to Thomas, who chops at it, gets it right back to Curzon. Intercepted by Mike Ridley, and he fires at the length of the ice.
Great coverage by the Capitals. They know what the Islanders are trying to do. They're trying to work the top of the circle with Curzon, and if Thomas gets it, he's switching with Curzon, so Curzon can sit up behind the Capitals net. Good coverage down low by the Capitals.
Ally Afraidy in front of his own net, skates it to the line. Now dishes out for Todd Krieger, right wing. Todd Krieger with Pavaka, 2-on-1, and Pavaka could not redirect it. Afraidy on Healy, and it's skated away there by Kurvers. Tom Kurvers sending it to the Washington line, quickly flipped right back out by Cavallini. Best scoring opportunity here on this Islander power play for the Capitals, who skate in 2-on-1. Louis Krug, 28 seconds left to go in the power play. There's the Stanley Cup playoff hero thus far for the Islanders. Ferrero ridden off to the ice. Krug, wrist shot through traffic, knocked down by Johansson. 17 seconds left in the penalty as he sends it right on Healy. Ferraro at center. Down the left wing and across the line. Hammered along the wall by Kristich. Here's Malikov looking in front for Flatley, and he failed to convert on that one. Off the boards, Kristich. Cote pinching in, but Carpenter gets it to the line. Benoit Ho down low, Flatley in front for Ferraro. Tipped away by Carpenter. Teams back at full strength with Cote on for the Capitals. Kristich tried to outmuscle Benoit Ho. Puck flipped into the neutral ice area. Malikov up the boards, looking for Benoit Ho. Cote brings it back in. Offside the call. 12:46 left to go in a scoreless first period here in Game 6 on Paramount 20.
What would you do with a Motorola pager?
Never miss a meeting.
I don't know. Walter, oh, pager. All right, you got the pager number, right? We're going out. Oh, this works.
A Motorola Motorola pager lets you stay in touch with the important people in your life while doing the things important to you. The affordable, portable Motorola pager.
Call First Page for your Motorola pagers. 1-800-825-2255.
Welcome to Roy Rogers, where the chickens come home to roast. Right now, get a quarter roaster with cornbread and your choice of 2 sides for just $2.99. Or feed a family of 4 with 4 quarters, cornbread, and your choice of 2 large sides for just $9.99. Take them back to the nest. Have a wing ding. Roy's Roasters, the chicken that rules the roost.
The Capitals get their first offensive chance from their penalty-killing unit. Here's Todd Krieger trying to feather a pass to Michael Pavanka, flying to the net. Pavanka just misses that one. Healy sliding across, doesn't make a save, but some good pressure by the Washington Capitals penalty killers.
And, of course, Pavanka still looking for his first goal of the series. Pavanka last scored back on the 10th of April. He's gone 8 games without a goal. Last goal in game 81 of regular season play. And the Caps do need some offense from Pavanka if they are to go anywhere in these Stanley Cup playoffs. Healy slides it ahead on the right wing. Cote gives to Loisel. Hammers it into the Washington zone. Kasparaitis in deep. Takes a hit from Cavallini. Loisel in front for Cote. Couldn't control it. Alan May for the Capitals. Lead pass Cavallini. Right back to Alan May. Chopped away by Loisel. Cote steps into Cavallini. And again, the Islanders have come out hitting here. Jones and Loisel tied up here near boards. Loisel taking exception from a high hit that he takes from Jones. Malikov has got it. Off the skate of Cavallini, and that one went up and hit him in the face. Paul Cavallini is down as the shot went off his skate and stick and right up into his face.
The Islanders, as you mentioned, Jeff, really taking the body. The Capitals giving out their fair share of good licks, too. A lot of work along the wall. Both teams standing up in the neutral zone. Paul Cavallini gets the worst of this transaction as Malikov teams one up and it gets deflected right up into his facial area. Stan Wong out there, the trainer for the Capitals, trying to help him out to see what happens.
Almost in the identical spot here in game 3. Healy had one go up his stick.
There it is, right off the stick of Anderson, his partner, right into the face, and down he went.
Looks like it was on the side of the face. Get one more look at it. Out. Cavallini turned away, and fortunately so. There's Paul back up. And he is heading off to the Capitals dressing room for some repair. Followed by Caps trainer Stan Wong. We'll get an update on Cavallini, and hopefully he'll be able to return. One more look at it. Off Anderson's skate. Again, Cavallini turning away and getting it flush on the side, perhaps side of the jaw. Caps coach Terry Murray asking Dmitry Kristich about that. As we get a look at young Malikov. Very impressive defenseman for the Islanders. And, of course, how about that guy, Ally Afraidy? 7th player in the history of the National Hockey League, defenseman, that is, in the first in almost a decade, to score 3 goals in a Stanley Cup playoff game.
Not only that, his first of his career, and I thought Big Al would have had more hat tricks in his career than that was making his first one. I thought he had a couple in Toronto, but Big Al pretty happy after that game getting that hat trick.
In neutral ice now. Delgado takes it away from Todd Krieger, sends it in on Beaupre, stiff to side. 5-3 shots on goal favoring the Islanders here as we approach the 9-minute mark of this scoreless first period in Game 6. Winner has the honor of taking on the defending Stanley Cup champion Pittsburgh Penguins. That series would begin in Pittsburgh on Sunday. And the Caps looking to tie up this series and force a deciding game back in Washington on Friday night. Incidentally, tickets are available for that one. Very quickly, if you'd like to reserve your tickets early and avoid the confusion a little bit later on, it's 301-386-7000. Operators are going to be standing by until early this morning, 1 o'clock this morning, so you can buy your tickets.
The Islanders trying to stretch out the Capitals' defense. The Islanders' defenseman, Malikov and company, are trying to get to their blue line, and they have one guy in each line straddling the Capitals' blue line, so they want to stretch it out. They're looking for that late guy breaking. Even if they miss them, they know they're going to have a good chance of getting some pressure in for checking wise.
You see that tie Terry Murray's wearing? How come all these coaches are wearing these flashy ties now? Pat Burns last night. Tonight, Terry Murray with a flashy tie. Maybe some good luck for the Caps coach wearing that flashy tie after watching Pat Burns and the Leafs come from behind. Johansson, right wing, or rather left wing for Kristich. He could not control it. Louis Krupp retreats behind the net, now in full flight out of the zone with a backhand pass. Elena picking it off and sending it back in. Goes right back after it himself. Glenn Healy out to play it. Healy doubles it along for Kasparaitis. Chased by Elena. Kristich tries to keep it in and does. Elena turned around at the blue line. Out of the zone, this is Curzon. He and King, 2-on-2. Trailing is Thomas. Curzon tries to go around Johansson. Throws it in front. Thomas from a sharp angle fires it wide. Here's a break for Washington. It's a 3-on-1. Kristich across the line. Hunter trails the pass to Elenick. His shot to Hunter. Scores! And the Capitals lead 1-0.
What a beautiful play by the Capitals. It started out as a 3-on-1. The Islanders hustled back and closed off the play, but Dale Hunter was trailing and came in late, and a beauty three-way passing play. Here's Kasparaitis backing in. Kristich to Elenick, and look at Dale Hunter. He's not picked up by the back checker King. King goes to Elenick when he should have stayed between them, and that's why Dale Hunter has a 6x4 in front of him, and Dale Hunter buries it. Goal number 7 of this series.
The Caps played this one under control. Hunter was the third forward into the zone and waited in the slot. He got the pass, and then he scores his 7th goal of the playoffs, and that is the most goals ever scored against the New York Islanders in a playoff series. Hunter's 7th of the playoffs, and at 9:58, the Washington Capitals with the all-important first goal of this hockey game.
Hunter's 7th of the playoffs for Kristich and Elenick at 9:58.
Kristich and Elenick draw the assists, and the Caps have the lead. Now Iafrate. Cote right back to Iafrate at center. Steps aside from a hit from Flatley. Cross the line with a shot. Sticked aside by Glenn Healy. Healy pulled after the 3 goals he gave up in the first period on Monday night in game number 5. 1-0 Washington. Playing for their playoff lives is Benoit Ho. Tries to move around Carpenter. Retreats. The pass to Flatley. Hammered into the Washington end. Off on the far side. Ferraro is hit. Now gets the puck right back. Ray Ferraro gives to Benoit Hogue, top of the circle. Feeds for Vasquez off the point, and the Caps clear, but not out. Donnie Beaupre plays off the glass. And just swept out of the zone by Al Iafrate. Kurvers dumps back into the Islander end. Suddenly the crowd very quiet here on the island. Caps with 8:53 left have a 1-0 lead. Picked off by Fitzgerald, but alertly the play made by Iafrate. Cote guilty of a terrible giveaway, but Al Iafrate sweeping the puck away from Fitzgerald. Otherwise, he was in home free. Loisel held up by Jones. Moved by Kurvers to the line, but not out. Here's Hatcher. He's going to hear it from the crowd every time he touches the puck tonight. Jones bumped by Pilon. Konowalchuk turns in the corner. Bumped off the puck by Fitzgerald. Pinching in off the point. That's Hatcher from a sharp angle and wide. Jones off the left point. Dumps behind the net. Kurvers battling with Jones. Alan May stepping up. Konowalchuk tried to redirect it towards the net. Unable to do so. Lakota right wing. A lead pass for Fitzgerald at center. Working in on Hatcher. Drops the pass. Loisel. Save Beaupre. Rebound. Golfed out of the zone. And it's Konowalchuk on the right wing at center. Steve Konowalchuk tries to step across the line. Hatcher just slides in. It'll be played by Kasparaitis. Both teams change on the go. Here's Kasparaitis trying to catch Washington on the line change. At center, away from Ridley. Tries to get around Kelly Miller. Still with the puck. The backhander by Kasparaitis over the glove hand of Don Beaupre. Delgarno bumped along the board. Johansson trying to play it away from Delgarno. Gets some help here now from Cote. That's Kelly Miller on the right wing. Miller at center. He and Ridley cross the line, slid into the open corner, played by Glenn Healy. No, it is left there, and it is Kasperitis once again.
One thing that the Capitals have really done well in this first period is coverage in their own zone. They've done a nice job, especially against the big line.
7:15 left in the first period on the Dale Hunter goal. The Caps by 1.
2 words. Grand Am. 3 little letters. SSE. You see where I'm coming from? I know where I'm headed.
The Grand Am SSE. Exclusively at your Washington area Pontiac dealers. Limited numbers. High demand. No deductible warranty. No cost roadside assistance. Courtesy transportation.
I want it all.
Grand Am. Special Sport Edition. For a 239 36-month smart drive. Yeah, 36 months.
Bingo.
At J. Coons, Fairfax, Brown, Cheehee, or Temple.
You want more carrot sticks? Mother says you can have all the carrot sticks you want.
Children like to imitate adults right down to what they eat. So encouraging good eating habits early is important. Giant's Healthy Start Food to Grow On program can help. Look for brochures and fun activity sheets at the Kids Corner in all Giant stores and get your children off to a healthy start.
This comes from cows, you know.
Jeff Rimmer, Craig Lachlan rejoining you here on Paramount 20s. We've got to look at Ally Afraidy. Incidentally, our first intermission guest here on WDCA. We'll look back on Game 5 victory. Talk about tonight's game with the Wild Thing. Drawing all kinds of attention from the media here in New York today, and there's good reason. Cote, right point, set towards the net. Kelly Miller tried to get a stick on it. Played by Delgarno. Ridley taps ahead for Krieger, who's hit. Vasky retreating behind Healy. Mullen left wing. Lead pass Travis Green. Down the right side goes Delgarno. Gets a stick on it. Turned around by Todd Krieger. Thrown to the ice, and the crowd on their feet looking for Koharski to call a penalty. Don Beaupre will come out, glove it with Mullen right there. And they're falling over Delgarno. And the crowd here on the referee Koharski wanting a penalty called on Todd Krieger.
They're booing here, but I'm cheering up here. That's a good job back-checking. I mean, that's a fine way to back-check by number 21, Todd Krieger. He was all over Delgarno. There's Delgarno with the little hand on him. He gets his stick in his gut there, then they fall like that. He's got his stick underneath them, but that's some good back-checking. The referee is not going to call that a penalty because he did not have the angle to get a good scoring chance against Don Beaupre.
You say cheering up here? You don't cheer up here, do you, Fred? Where's your
fans are booing. The fans are booing here. I just thought that was a great play. I'm cheering for that back-checking play.
Kevin Hatcher, Caps team captain, still looking for his first goal of this series. He has but 1 assist. And of course, the subject of a number of newspaper stories, both here in the New York area and as well back in Washington. But he's in the lineup tonight, much to the delight of Caps head coach Terry Murray and his Washington Capitals hockey club. Curzon will work the face-off against Kristich. He wins the draw. Thomas gets it to King, back to Pilon. Pilon just sends it into the open corner. Thomas and Johansson battle along the board. Thomas tries to kick it away, comes free to Dale Hunter, who has the lone goal of the hockey game. Kristich now with a puck at center. Dish right back off for Hunter, who slides it into the corner. Pilon throws a glove into the face of Hunter, and that's going to call for a penalty here. Washington will get the power play. As the Islanders touch it, that's Malikov, and it's a roughing call against Pilon. Not the kind of penalty you want to take here.
No, it's not. There's Dmitry Kristich, who helped set up the first goal. And Dale Hunter giving a little talk to Koharski. I think Hunter's heading to the box.
Oh, my.
They both collided there, but Koharski has only caught Hunter, who maybe gave a little punch after the initial hit from Pilon. He's in the box. The Islanders are going to go to the power play.
Wow. Well, he's calling the retaliation there, but I'd like to get a look at that one again, and it was certainly Pilon, who I thought was the aggressor there. Nonetheless, the Caps get the penalty. Koharski whistling Hunter down at 14 minutes and 46 seconds.
And we get a look at Terry Murray, and on the bench, he's got to be pretty happy. At the end of that bench, to the right of Terry Murray, Paul Cavallini has returned. He's sitting there. I think he just wants to watch this game. He hasn't got his helmet on, but he's icing down that cheek where he took that shot from Malikov.
I'm sure he'll get back on the ice. Kurvers from center. The Islanders get their second power play of this first period. Mullen is dumped by Hatcher. Comes to the point. Kurvers slides it in front for Ferraro. Hopped over his stick. Played by Ridley and then sent the length of the ice by Johansson. Minute 35 seconds remaining in the Hunter penalty. The New York Islanders have the power play.
And this is sort of their second power play, but you know Pierre Curzon's out there. He's going to double shift, playing with Ferraro and Flatley. It's going to have a little different look. It's going to be a shooting power play rather than a passing one.
Arbor indicating this morning here at the practice that he's got 2 units that he was going to employ on the power play here tonight in an effort to improve the Islanders' power play. That struggled, and they're hearing it here from the crowd right now. In fact, the first power play, without question, the Caps had the best 2 scoring chances. Kurvers rolls it in off the glass up into the crowd. And again, listen to the crowd.
The Capitals just using their sticks and taking away the lane by not allowing the Islanders to pass it up through the neutral zone. And guys like Pierre Curzon and company, it's a finesse power play. So if you shut them down in the neutral zone, they're not likely to dump it in. And if they do, the Capitals have really overloaded to that one side. And that's why they've had so much success in this series so far.
At even strength, this Curzon line not performing as well as Al Arbor would like. They have just 2 goals in the last 2 games. That's Curzon, Derek King, and Thomas. They haven't scored in the last 2 games and have 2 goals as a line. Thomas, far side, tries to slide it back to Malikov. Gets there, off Pavanka. High shot, knocked down, but Beaupre got a piece of it. And play is whistled down here. It was knocked down with a high stick. It's against the Islanders, so the faceoff will come all the way back down into the Islanders zone. 4:54 left, 39 seconds remaining in the Hunter penalty.
Here's a shot coming in. You'll see that stick right there. They say that Curzon got a piece of that one as it hit Don Beaupre in the shoulder and came up. The linesman making the call, and as you mentioned, Jeff, with that, the Capitals get the face-off next to Glenn Healy, to the right of him in the Islanders' goal.
Curzon looking over at the linesman who made the call there. That was the veteran Gerard Gauthier.
It'll be tough to see if he even touched that one, the way it went off Beaupre's shoulder.
Louis Krupp retreating behind Glenn Healy. 4:50 left to go in this first period. 34 seconds remaining in the Hunter penalty, and it's Krupp from center, sending it into the Washington zone off the glass. Tried to sweep it out of the zone. That was Cote. Thomas along the boards. Down low in the corner. That's Curzon. Curzon. Louis Krupp. Back to Curzon. Cross ice. Malikov. Krupp knocked down, but wide. 12 seconds remaining in the power play. Comes to Malikov. Winds up. Beaupre out to get the angle, and then it's swept away. 5 seconds left. Krupp. Curzon in front. Thomas. It goes to King. To Thomas. And he scores.
Well, that's what this line can do to you, especially on the power play. Steve Thomas right off the pipe as the fans here at the Island go crazy after this Islander goal. And here's the beautiful pass from Curzon, picked up by King, and look at how he finds Steve Thomas. I afraid he all over him, but he couldn't control his stick. And we'll get one more good look at it. There it is, going right off the blade of Thomas's stick. His 3rd of this playoff series. Great view looking down as Iafredi just misses it, doesn't control his stick. That allows Thomas to swat it into the wide open net.
Thomas's 3rd goal and his 6th point. Tied 1-1. 4:09 left to go in this first period. Center gives to Fitzgerald. Top of the circle. Lets it go. Beaupre got a glove on him, and it's swept away by Kelly Johansson. 3:57 left to go. Alan May for the Capitals at center. Off the stick of Kurvers, played by Glenn Healy. Alan May unable to get a stick on it, and it's Ferraro down the left wing looking cross ice. Fitzgerald across the line looking for Ferraro, but he is held up by Keith Jones. Thomas from Curzon and King at 15:46, and that is not a power play goal. Hunter had just that second stepped onto the ice, so that's an even strength goal. Thomas from Curzon and King. We will be back. We're tied 1-1.
The Upon completing the rear axle assembly diagrams using a 9-inch gripping wrench, tighten the C diagrams and secure the frame extenders to the housing mount. Congratulations, you built a tricycle. While the simplest things can be made complex, the challenge is making the complex simple. That's what we do at Bell Atlantic Mobile, with straight answers, clear explanations, and with no assembly required. Bell Atlantic Mobile. Advanced technology and people who make it mean something.
All across the country, excitement is growing for one of the biggest automotive events of the year, the National Eagle Sale at your Jeep and Eagle dealer, where you can lease or buy the all-new award-winning Eagle Vision. Get cashback savings when you lease or buy sporting Eagle Talent. And find great values on Eagle Summits. From L.A. to New York, it's the most exciting automotive event of the year. But you'd better hurry in, because a sale this exciting won't last long.
Jeff Rimmer, Greg Laughlin rejoining you here on Paramount 20 from the Nassau Coliseum, tied 1-1. Even strength goal by Thomas following the Dale Hunter goal that got the Caps on the scoreboard at 9:58. Hunter's 7th of the playoffs, and we are knotted at 3:30 left to go. First period, the puck unfairly dropped. They'll do it all over again.
Both teams really trying to cheat in the face-off circles, especially when you're in the offensive mode. That's why Travis Green is trying to do his best to not let Michael Pavanka win this. And obviously, Michael Pavanka knows the importance of face-off. He's also trying to cheat as much as possible.
Islanders in the offensive zone. There's an injured Islander. Delgarno is down and appears to be in a lot of pain there. He claims that he was put by a high stick under the visor. And the official is now getting a look there. Koharski and the linesman now discussing it.
And here we pick it up. Kevin Hatcher trying to go after Delgarno. Delgarno makes a move in the corner, and there's just a little tap of Kevin Hatcher's stick hitting Delgarno. Delgarno went down hard. The face-off, I think, is going to come outside the zone. But Kevin Hatcher and the Capitals, I think, get away with one here as Delgarno took quite the bang there, just under that visor.
Well, the fans on Paramount 20 got a replay of it, but so too did the fans here at the Coliseum. And as the stick went up and hit Delgarno under that visor, why, the crowd were on their feet here.
Now that we got a break in the action, you can be sure to be with Paramount 20 Sports. Saturday night, it's the Orioles take on the Kansas City Royals live at 7 p.m. You can join John Miller and Brooks Robinson as they're going to call all the action right here on Paramount 20 Sports.
Al Arbor, very critical of Kevin Hatcher. After Game 5, was hoping that the NHL, after the Islanders submitted some tapes to the league, would not only review the tapes, but then issue some type of penalty and suspension to Kevin Hatcher. Paul Cavallini, who was hit earlier as the puck went off the stick of Sean Anderson, is now back on the ice. He has the puck behind the net. Gives to Kevin Hatcher. Hatcher slides it ahead, and again he hears from the crowd as Pavanka sends it into the Islander end. 3:03 left to go. Moved around on the boards, cut off by Pavanka. Peter Bondra hit from behind. Now that's supposed to be a penalty there. Hatcher cross-checking, and he will get the call. Kevin Hatcher with a cross-check on Benoit Hogue, and Koharski calls it. So Hatcher, somewhat of a marked man here, gets the penalty.
I'm sure the fans had something to do with this one. Koharski calling Hatcher, as you mentioned. Darius Kasparaitis hitting from behind. He doesn't get nailed. Little doesn't, number 11. The captain, number 4, Kevin Hatcher in the box. The Islander power play goes to work once again.
17:06. The time of the Hatcher cross-checking minor. So for the third time in this first period, Don Koharski whistling play down to give the Capitals a penalty, and the Islanders a power play. There are 2 power plays thus far. Let's say ineffective at best.
Well, this has been a rough series all in all. A lot of body checks. Terry Murray, a little smirk there. He knows he's going to get his fair share of power plays down the stretch here in the second and the third. The Islanders right now, however, wound up after that penalty call.
2:48 left to go. Play in the Islander zone. Ridley trying to outmuscle 2 Islanders. Puck squirts free. Kurvers away from Kelly Miller. Their power play specialist dishes off to Curzon in full flight at center. hammering it into the Washington zone. Derek King turning away from a check from Cote. Kurvers tried to keep it in, swept out by Ridley. Called on the offside. 2:28 left, a minute 35. In the Washington penalty, the Hatcher for cross-checking.
There's Tom Kurvers, that power play specialist that you talked about, Jeff. Kurvers, throughout his career, has performed admirably in playoff action. He's the type of guy that's the quarterback. He decides where the puck's going to go as he comes up through the neutral zone. If the Capitals are covering, that's when number 28 is going to rifle it in, hoping they get the turnover.
Minute 35 remaining in the Hatcher penalty. 2:27 in this period. Here's Cote, a man short, turned aside. Healy, Malikov for the Islanders. Slides it across for Kurvers out of the zone. Lead pass, Curzon failed to click. Played by Iafrate in the air, all the way back down. Healy will tee it up there for Malikov. 1:18 left to go in the Hatcher penalty. Malikov, one hands in across the line. Slides ahead for King in the corner. Derek King around the net. Curzon has it. Back to Malikov, left point. Malikov's pass for Curzon, broken up by Iafrate. In full flight, the Wild thing now. Just pulls up and then slides for Krieger. Too far, Malikov will play. 56 seconds remaining. And the Islander power play. Here's Curzon. Cross the line, away from Thomas. Curzon right wing. Curzon, Kurvers. Kurvers with a shot through traffic that's deflected wide. Rebound through the crease. Malikov behind the net. Played by Curzon, 38 seconds left in the power play. That's King for Curzon. Right back to King. Thomas Kemp behind Beaupre. Slid back to the point. Kurvers, Malikov, top circle. Shot. Oh, deflected wide with Beaupre going the other way. Curzon bumps with Iafrate. 19 seconds left in the penalty. Curzon to Kurvers. Winds up with a shot. Beaupre the save. Thomas the rebound. And a great save by Don Beaupre as he kicks out the pad and then covers up with the glove.
Oh, the plugger right in the middle of things. Steve Thomas, the assistant captain of this hockey team. He likes to sit up in front of the net. The Islanders doing a great job keeping the puck alive against the Capitals penalty killers. The saucer pass really working for Pierre Curzon. He's getting it to the point to number 28, Malikov. Number 23, Malikov, and number 28, Tom Kurvers. And there's the first good chance. And watch King, they keep it alive. Here's a great view of this hard shot. And King right there trying to put in the rebound. He misfires, he stands on it. And Don Beaupre covers up for the Capitals.
They've got the noise meter going here at what looks like another capacity crowd. Or at least close to it. Hunter wins the draw away from Ferraro. Hammered by Cavallini around the boards and then moved by Bondra with less than a minute to go all the way down the ice. 2 seconds left in the Hatcher penalty. He's on his feet at the box. And the team's back at full strength with Hatcher stepping back on the ice. Ferraro, 8 goals in this playoff series. Away from Hunter, who has 7. 2 Islanders collide with Dmitry Kristich. And it is Ferraro circling inside his own zone. Louis Krupp as the final seconds tick off. 34 and counting. Asperitis, the pass for Flatley went astray. Benoit Hogue tipped off his stick, off the skate of Hunter. And it's played by Hatcher. Helena, right wing. Dale Hunter. At center. Hunter pulls away from a hit from Pilon and dumps into the open corner. Flatley back to play, takes a bit of the hit there from Kristich. Vasky moves the backhander for Ferraro. Neutralized now as the final seconds will tick off. Johansson hammering it wide of Healy. That's Pilon near side. Pilon off the glove of Hunter. Ferraro has it as the horn goes to end the first period. And the Islanders and the Capitals exchange goals. Hunter first with his 7th of the playoffs at 9:58 and then 15:46 as Dale Hunter stepped on after serving a minor penalty for roughing. Steve Thomas scores his 3rd of the playoffs. And as the teams lead, we are tied here at the Coliseum, 1-1. We will return here on Paramount 20 with Washington Capital defenseman Al Iafrate. Don't go away.